The Médoc is one of the most well-known wine-growing areas in the world. Its history is full of surprises, and new generations have changed this region profoundly. To gain a better understanding of the region, take a trip through the history of the Médoc Cru with me. The arrival of grapevines in our region dates back to the 1st century. Bordeaux, at the time Perdigala, planted its own vines with a new variety more resistant to the cold, the ancestor of the Cabernet varieties, the Biturica. In 1152, Eleanor, Duchess of Aquitaine, married Henri Plantagenet, future King of England. The English imported wines from Bordeaux. In 3 centuries, Bordeaux thus established a monopoly from the production to the distribution of wines. Ever since Eleanor, women have been at the forefront of Médoc. They have been oenologists, technical directors, cellar masters, and wine growers. Young generations are more and more present in vineyards and are contributing to their development. Since 1600, wine-producing techniques have become clearer and more specific. The Dutch drained the wetlands of Médoc, exposing the best terroirs. They developed storage techniques for transport based on sulfur, ullage, and racking. The first and second wines emerged, and merchants refined the process of aging in the Chartrons Quartier of Bordeaux. Technical mastery on the properties has evolved enormously, and today, the chateaux succeed in achieving perfectly ripened grapes and finding the ideal balance between tannins, acidity, and alcohol, therefore allowing the precious nectars to be tasted in their youth, but also to be stored for many years in a cellar. Between the 19th and 20th century, the concepts of Chateau and Grand Cru Classé appeared in Médoc, as shown in the classification of 1855. A long-term investment policy was thus put in place, improving vineyards and devising modern techniques of winemaking. This area has evolved well, and contrary to popular belief, the Médoc is not composed solely of large properties. The properties of the Médoc range in size from 0.5 hectares for the smallest to nearly 200 hectares for the largest, with an average of about 20 hectares. This is where we can find the majority of the Cru Bourgeois and the collection of non-classified cru. Many of the properties of the Médoc are only home to 1 or 2 people. They simultaneously manage vineyard, cellar, and marketing. The Médoc is also the only region that has an official classification of cru artisans, certifying control over the entire production chain. You also find small co-operators grouped into 6 wine growers cooperatives in the region, who, as a larger collective, benefit from the latest wine producing, selection, and farming technologies, and the best oenologists, just like the more renowned vineyards. The majority of the properties are open to the public so that they may discover the secrets of production alongside a passionate wine grower who will take the time to explain the making of the products, to talk about operations in the vineyard, biodiversity, and to provide a taste of the wines. No need to worry about disturbing them. Wine growers love sharing their job and discussing their commitment and expertise. Neither do you need to be daunted by the large wine chateau. They often provide unique, spectacular visits. The history of the Médoc is even richer and deeper than it seems. It continues to unfold, more remarkable and accessible than ever.